Hello and welcome to a new video. We will continue measures of central tendency, and in this video we will determine the mode of a variable from raw data. The mode of a variable is the most frequent observation of the variable that occurs in the data set. A set of data can have no mode or one mode or more than one mode. If no observation occurs more than once, we say the data have no mode. Here's an example to show you how to determine the mode of the data. The data on the next slide represents the Vice President of the United States and their state of birth, and we want to find the mode. Here are the vice presidents and their state of birth, and the data continues. So what we will do is to create a frequency table for the raw data that we have, and I will show you how to create one on Excel, and then determine which one occurs the most. In this case, we have 8, which corresponds to New York. That means the mode of this data is New York. Here is a summary of what we have been learning so far. So we have a measure of tendency, and then how do we compute that measure of central tendency, and then interpretation and when to use it. So the mean, we can compute the population mean by adding all of the observations and dividing by the number of observations we have. Compute the sample mean by adding all of the observations in the sample, divide that by the number of observations in the sample. And the interpretation is the center of the gravity. So the mean is the center of the gravity of our data. And we use the mean when we have quantitative data and the frequency distribution is roughly symmetric because the mean will be in the middle. The median we compute it by arranging the data in an ascending order and then finding the center or the middle number of the data. The interpretation, the median divides the bottom 50% of the data from the top 50% of our data. And we use the median when the data are quantitative and the frequency distribution is either skewed left or skewed right. The mode, we tally data to determine most frequent observations or find frequency tables for the raw data to determine the most frequent observation. And the interpretation of the mode is just most frequent observation. We use the mode when most frequent observation is desired measure of central tendency or the data are qualitative. This is the end of the measure of the central tendency, and this is what we're going to work on this week, and I will see you in class.